Alright, WWE 2K24 is looking to be one of the greatest 2K wrestling games in its history of owning the franchise or the IP. So let's go over and let's discuss what the DLC packs could possibly be. Alright, so we're here on the SmackDown Hotel, and these are legends and wrestlers that they think could be included as DLC. So let's go through their list, and then I'll give you mine. Alright, so they believe Afa, Alundra Blaze, Bam Bam Bigelow, Big John Studd, Billy Graham is already DLC, but they probably haven't updated this yet. Brian Knobbs, Nasty Boys, Brutus Beefcake, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Bubba Ray Dudley, Butch, Devon Dudley, D'Lo Brown, DDP, Earthquake, Fit Finley, George the Animal Steel, Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik has to be in this game. He has to be in this game. I really hope he's in the showcase mode, to be honest. Erwin Schneider, Mike Rotunda. I don't think he'll make it this game, but he definitely will probably be in next year's game. Jerry Sags, Ken Shamrock, Luke, Mosh, Mr. Perfect, Nikolai Volkov, Papa Shango. He was in it a couple of years ago. I think it was 2K20 where they did all the Halloween stuff. I don't know why they took him out. Obviously, probably didn't have the rights to it, or he wanted too much money, something like that. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, freaking legend, and one of the greatest matches ever is the one he had with Macho Man. If you haven't seen that match, go check it out. Rosie, Sandman, Sensational Sherry as a manager, Sika, Tatanka. We really need him back. I want that cool the head thing. I forget what they're called, but yeah. Terry Funk, since he passed away last year and they did a tribute to him, he's probably definitely going to be DLC. The Great Khali, Thrasher, Tori Wilson is definitely, she needs to make a return. They need to give her flowers. She needs to be in this game. And I think that's the only other than Sherry, Sensational Sherry, yeah. Typhoon, and then, of course, William Regal. Now, let's go over to my list and see how it compares. Alright, so here are my packs. Broken into 5 packs like they do every year. Each pack has about 5 wrestlers in it. I didn't include any managers, because I think if they charge you for a manager, that's bull crap. So it should be a playable character with playable parts. So the first pack is going to be called the War Paint Pack. Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. So there's 2. Hawk and Animal is my favorite tag team of all time. I can't believe they haven't been in the game for, years. They might have been in 2K14. That might have been the last game they were in, if I recall. I'll have to go back and play that. But Hawk and Animal need to come back in the game. I don't know if they did something wrong or what's going on there, but I feel like it's time to put them back in the WWE game. The next part of that pack would be Demolition. I know that they're going to be in the upcoming Ultra Pro Wrestling game, so why not include them in the 2K game also? That would be really, really cool. Those 2 tag teams are some of my favorites. Goldust. Now, I know he's in AEW, but he's not in AEW as Goldust. He's in AEW as himself, Dustin Rhodes. So I think it'd be really cool because I believe WWE owns Goldust. I don't know if they don't want to rep him, right, because he is in the other company, but we already have Cody Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes in the game. Why not get the whole family in there and include Dustin also? Heck, throw Brandy in there. That'd be awesome. Alright, next pack. Hardcore Pack. First up, we have the Dudley Boys in there. I think they're a shoo-in for definitely being in there because they keep talking about them on all these leaks and potential, like, who should be DLC and all that stuff. So I really think the Dudley Boys will be in it this year. Next up, we got to get Spike in there. If we're going to have the Dudley Boys, we got to have the third Dudley, and that's Spike Dudley. We don't just have 2 of them, we got to have all 3. Spike Dudley, having him see, every time I saw him fight The Rock or some giant, I always thought he was going to die because he was such a little dude, but man, he was tough. He's probably one of the toughest wrestlers in history. So shout out to Spike Dudley. I really hope he makes it in this game. And then next up would be Al Snow. What does everybody want? I don't know if they'll include him because the subject of, head and everything might not sit well with 2K and TKO and their branding and everything. But I would love it if they put Al Snow in this game because he's part of history, man. He's part of that era. He's one of those characters that just stood out, and you couldn't help but love him. He was awesome. He had a great character, genius. I wish they pushed him more to get the main belt, but yeah. And he has a great mind. And with OVW taking off on Netflix, why not try to get the rub from that? I mean, and also help him out at the same time. It's a win-win for both sides. So I think Al Snow should definitely be included as DLC for this game. Last but not least, for the hardcore pack, and SmackDown Hotel obviously thinks this also. We got to get Terry Funk in there. Why is Terry Funk not in there? That makes no sense to me. WWE did do a tribute video to Terry Funk, so it's almost certain that he's going to be in it as DLC at the bare minimum, if not on the main roster. So Terry Funk should definitely be in 2K24. The next pack, the Larger Than Life pack. Now this consists of both physically large and personas or characters that were larger than life, so not just in size. So first up would be the Great Khali. It's been a while since he's been in a game. The Giant Gonzalez. I know his attire is in the game, so why not put him in the game? We need more giants. There's not enough giants in these games. Big John Studd. Guy that said he couldn't be slammed. He won't be slammed. And then Andre came in and slammed him, won the money, started throwing it out to the audience. I hope that is in... I don't know if that was that at WrestleMania? It had to be at WrestleMania. I think I was at WrestleMania 1 even. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I hope that is in the game. Then we got Earthquake. We need some big guy representation in here. And then last but not least, on the Larger Than Life pack, CM Punk. You're like, well, CM Punk, what? His character is so huge, so polarizing. The CM Punk character, what he's done in his career, everything that happened with AEW and everything that happened with WWE 10 years ago, he definitely belongs in the Larger Than Life pack, in my opinion. So I feel like if they're going to put Punk in the game as DLC, this is where they'll place him, is in one of these later packs. Now the next pack, the Fight On pack. Ken Shamrock. We got to get Ken Shamrock on here. I don't know why he hasn't been in the game the past years. He was huge back then. He should have won the title. I feel like they dropped the ball with him. But everybody back then was so over. Like, everybody was built up to be the guy. And everybody was super competitive back then. So, shout outs to WWE making everybody a major star back then. And then next, after Shamrock, would be Steve Blackman. Now, when I watched it back then, Steve Blackman was the black belt dude. He was always one of my favorites. He was so cool, and I felt like he never really went anywhere with his character. I really wish they pushed him to the moon also, because he was really cool. Then Hardcore Holly, and then Fit Finley. You got to get Finley in there. Finley is awesome. Now the last pack, and what is something that has been missing from all these other packs? The ladies, the female warriors, if you will. So this pack is completely all ladies. Now let's get to it here. So Last Kicker pack, LASS, Last Kicker pack. It's going to consist of Jade Cargill. She just made her debut in the Rumble. I feel like if they're going to get her in the game, she will definitely be in the last pack. I mean, the crowd loved her. I mean, she threw out Nia Jax like she was a paperweight, which blew my mind. So, and she embodies wrestler. She embodies what the company wants now in their female stars. So she has to be in this game. If they wait till next year, I'll feel like they missed the ball. They missed the window. Next up would be Melina. She made her debut in a couple Rumbles a couple years ago, and she was one of my favorites when she was around with Eminem. I really hope Melina is in this game. Tori Wilson. Tori Wilson deserves her flowers. I don't know why she hasn't been in the last couple games. Probably because they never reached out, and because of that era being all about TNA and bras and panties matches, and that was basically her whole gimmick. Because that's how they treated women back then. I don't know if they'd want her in the game or not, but I really hope she's in the game. She's one of the ones that deserves it. She went through hell back then, and she was very important to the women's roster back then too. She was probably one of the biggest stars on the women's division. So we really need Tori Wilson in it. And to follow that up, who was even bigger than Tori and worked with Tori, that would be Sable. Now, I don't think that'll work, obviously, because of the allegations with her husband right now. But we need Sable back in these games because she hasn't had any representation, I think, since, I don't know, since pre-2K. It's been a while. So it'd be awesome to get Sable back in this game. Anyway, so these are the packs that I would like to see, and I hope I see. I think a lot of them will be right, but we'll have to wait and see what they announce. They haven't announced the official DLC yet, but they always do about 5 packs with 5 different wrestlers in each one. I hope they don't do waste slots with managers, because why are you making us pay for managers? I think that's bullcrap. But between all these wrestlers that I listed, and their creation parts, their movesets, their entrances, that's a pretty good list. So is there someone that I missed that you want as DLC that's not probably going to make the main roster? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.